Don't let the videos that you're watching, consuming every day, make you feel like you're not good enough or you don't have what it takes to create YouTube videos. Hey guys, so it's your girl Henrietta, all up on your screen today. um, so I was actually studying and I thought, you know what, let's just talk about this real quick because it's something that has actually been on my mind, right? So you guys remember I took that long hiatus from YouTube. It was about 3 months, and during that period, I was battling with if I want to continue content, what style of content do I want to make, do I want to niche down, and during that period, I was also watching lots and lots of videos like how to get views, how to get monetized quickly, how to gain 1,000 subscribers in 2 days. I gained 20,000 subscribers in 1 week. I was watching all of these videos, guys. And to be honest, now I think about it, those videos only kind of sort of demoralized me. It was just a whole lot of information I was trying to process. How do you sift through all of this information to get the right sort of information that will work for you? So that was something that I was struggling with for the longest time until I decided that, you know what, I'm not going to watch any of these videos anymore because I was spending all of this time watching these videos, but I wasn't creating. What's the one thing that you can learn from some of the creators that have been creating on YouTube, on all these other platforms? They have been creating for so long and they have not let anything, whether it's low views or poor watch hours, to affect their creativity or to prevent them from continuing to record videos. They will just keep creating, and even if it's just that one person or two people that watch the content, that's all that they need, regardless of all of the distractions and all of the negative voices and all of the people who try to just discourage you and tell you this is not your path, maybe try something else. They did not stop creating. I think that's the craziness about being on any platform. That's the craziness about having a dream that seems so unrealistic or unattainable. So I kind of just sat back and I thought about it, and I'm just like, you know what, no longer, no more. I'm not going to let like all that negativity get to me. I'm not going to let the negativity that I impose myself by virtue of just thinking I'm not good enough, or the negativity that comes from just seeing something that I feel like is going to work for me, but just not being able to attain it or achieve it. And I was just going to create regardless of what it is. So, the moment I realized that that was what I was going to do, and I stopped worrying about like people around me or the things or all that distraction and all of these videos, I just realized that number one, I didn't even need any guidance to come up with video ideas. I would just think of something like my struggles or the things that I was experiencing. It just made me not feel like creating, and just talk about it, just to encourage someone and to just make, just get it out there, like just to say this is how I feel and this is how I was able to overcome this challenge. Don't let the videos that you're watching, consuming every day, make you feel like you're not good enough or you don't have what it takes to create YouTube videos. What does it take to create YouTube videos? Having a voice and having a story you want to share, just anything random that you want to share, even if it's comedy, even if it's your pet doing something funny, even if it's your kids doing something funny. Literally anything and everything is recordable content, and it's content that you can actually put on your platform depending on how you choose to swing it. So, for the longest time I was battling with all of these things. I would try to record videos and I would feel like people were intentionally actually trying to discourage me from recording videos. And I'll hear all of these noises in my head all around me, just trying to make me feel like this content you're about to record is not going to work out for you, so just don't bother. And it would just discourage me. I'll end up not recording that video, and I wonder why I'm not getting traction on my channel, I'm not getting attention on my channel, I'm just not doing well overall. And it just dawned on me that, you know what, the only person who is actually hindering your growth or your performance, it's you, because you're considering every other thing around you outside of the fact that you just need to pull out that camera or that device and record your video and just say what you want to say and keep it moving. So, you know, now that I think about it, I'm actually happy with all of the things, like all of the experiences, the positive ones and the negative ones, just because the negative ones have helped me to realize that you would always find like that or encounter that restriction or that, resistance to your progress anyway. So you might as well just rise above that and do what you have to do, right? Outside of that, it's helped me to discover my strength. It's helped me to discover my strength as a person who encourages people just because I have been through it and I have experienced it as well. So if this is you and you're watching videos every day and you post that one video and you don't get the views and you're like, oh, I'm gonna give up, don't just give up yet. If it's you and you record that content and it doesn't seem like this content is fresh, it doesn't seem like the quality is great, you don't want to put it out there, you know what, just put it out there. Everything in life comes with learning. Like, nobody starts a business and expects it to grow overnight. I'm sure you guys know most of these businesses have been through it all. Even the most successful businesses, the Fortune 500, they've all had that experience that just makes them feel like, oh my goodness, we are literally screwed. But at the end of the day, they're able to just take that one thing and just spin it to their own advantage. So if this is you, if this is how your experience has been, whether you are a YouTube creator or you are a social media creator or you're just into business, like you just feel like, this one challenge is going to discourage me, or you're just watching some of these other successful people and then you're feeling like, when do I get there? Trust me, a lot of them have been doing this longer, way longer than you have been. And the only thing that they have done is just they have risen above that challenge and they have decided to stick through it all and just get to the goal. Like, the most important thing is that you're focused on your goal and you are not bothered about all of that distraction. Now, this is not to say that you don't take something from all of the resources out there. These resources are there for you to actually use. So for instance, as opposed to just watching all of this content, like watching binge watching some of these things, and unfortunately, with the way things are set up now, once you start watching one, you get pushed like 500. So you find that you're spending all of this time watching the same thing, like it's the same thing everybody's saying, and you're not doing anything about it. Now, the difference between you and that person who is creating that content is, while they are watching it, they're also getting ideas and they're trying to see how they can separate or distinguish themselves from all of the other people out there. So there is nothing wrong with gaining ideas or getting inspirations from some of these videos, or even actually learning something. So I'll use myself as an example. Like, I have a camera, I have all of these devices and gadgets. I try to learn it on my own, but sometimes I actually do go out of my way to look for videos to teach me how to use it. Now, that is okay, right? I also like have ideas about the sort of content that I want to create. But at the same time, I go on YouTube to see what other people like me are doing just to get inspiration. But the one thing you don't want to be doing, period, is copying. You don't want to copy content. But you are allowed to actually use the resources that you have to make something of your own. You're allowed to come up with a creative way to present the same topic. Just find that distinguishing factor. Just find that it factor in that thing that you're trying to do and just swing it to make it yours. There is nothing new under the sun. Every single thing that you're creating, whether it's how to record, how to edit, how to use this resource, how to use this tool, how to use this app, there's a million and one content out there, videos out there that are saying essentially the same thing. What you want to do is take it, learn from it, and find a way to just refine it to make it yours. That is what distinguishes your content from other people's content. Outside of that, please don't let all of the videos that you're watching about the thing that you want to do or the content you want to create or the dreams that you have for your channel to kind of discourage you from pursuing. The worst thing that can happen to you is that you take out time to binge watch all of this content and it just makes you start to feel so terrible about it. You're like, how do I even become like this person? Like, look at the way this person looks, look at how their video quality is, look at how they are comported, look at how they even present themselves, look at how they speak. I can never get there. Guys, trust me, just like with everybody else, individuality is very, very important. You are your own individual. There might be people that look or sound like you, but nobody can be 100% you. And just by virtue of being yourself and just doing what you want to do, you'll be surprised at how many people you're actually encouraging to speak up and to just be themselves and to just create from a place of wanting to share. So don't let anybody's sharing or anybody's idea or videos or advice or all of the resources out there discourage you. The textbooks are there for the learning. The resources are there for the learning. Nobody expects that you be the no be the repertoire of all knowledge. No, what well, let me not say what we expect, but I mean what I'm trying to say is just be you and do what you want to do. Even if you want to dance, if you love to dance, that alone is a niche on its own. You just need to figure out how you want to swing it. If you want to cook, that alone is a niche on its own. Doesn't mean that there are not people who have created the same dish that you have, but maybe just add a little twist to it, or just add your own little flavor to it, and just make it stand out, make it stand out, and make it different. Point being, and I pulled up this camera to tell you, you need to get to that point where you are no longer a consumer of content. You are reasonably wisely consuming content, especially if you want to be on the platform and you want to be a content creator. You are consuming content to help you. You're not just on the platform and scrolling endlessly. If you are a consumer of content, then that's all well and good. Like, I like some type of content that I like to binge watch anyway, and I would sit down for hours and watch that content. Like, that's just me. I love it. I love listening to gospel music. I love listening to R&B. I love listening to Afrobeat. So they would push that content to me, and I would best believe when they remind me of a song that I heard like 10, 15 years ago, I'm going to listen to it and groove to it, because I'm like, oh my goodness, this reminds me of my past. Outside of that, if you are a content creator, you want to leverage the platform to either push yourself as a brand or push your business or just get the attention for a specific purpose, then what you need to do is you need to be streamlining the sort of content that you consume. You need to be limiting the amount of time that you spend consuming the content. What you want to do is you want to be spending time consuming content that will be beneficial to you, consuming content that you can learn from, and then take the bulk of your time to actually go right ahead to create that content. That is the only way you can actually be successful or grow. Just erase all of that, the past, your past experiences, whether you have created a channel like what 3 years ago and you abandoned it and you just felt like this is not for me, nobody's liking my content. Throw that out of the window. Whether you started out creating vlogs and now you're making cooking videos, who cares? Like, throw that out the window. You are allowed to change your strategy, you're allowed to change your mind, you're allowed to have anything that you want on your channel. At the end of the day, you're trying to tell a story, you're trying to talk about yourself, you're trying to talk about the things experience, you're trying to talk about the things you enjoy doing. You know what I mean? Like, why should you have restrictions? Why should you impose restrictions on yourself? Why should you allow what people are doing make you feel like you cannot create? And why should you spend your time actually consuming all of this content and you're not pursuing your goal, you're not doing what you want to do? Like, you're not going to get there. You're not going to get there. You are better off, or you will get there quicker. You will even get there. Let me not say you get there quicker because it's relative, but you get there by actually starting and just going along and doing what you have to do. And then before I go, one more thing. I know I mentioned it, but let me just reiterate, right? You learn by doing, okay? Many businesses, many content creators have put out content, and now if you ask them, be like, oh my goodness, I wish I didn't put out that content. I wish I didn't show the world my what I was passing through with my spouse. I wish I just kept it clean. Like, they will tell you all of these things, right? So you will learn from actually doing. I remember this quote. I can't remember where or who said this, but the person said there are no rules to life. Well, practically or literally just winging it. So you're winging everything, like you're just literally going on along, hoping that you do not falter. And then even when you do falter, learning that you need to just rise above it and just get on moving. You know what I mean? Like, don't let that setback or that challenge create a stumbling block or prevent you from actually continuing or pursuing your dreams. So I hope that this video helps you. As opposed to just being a consumer of content, just be very intentional about the sort of content that you want to create, particularly if you want to make content creating and influencing a full-time gig for yourself. Like, you are better off, or you should actually, let me not say you're better because then it means that maybe you have that option. No, you should actually spend more time learning about content creation, right? Learning about, what you need to do to make your videos better or to push your content out there, and then spend the bulk of your time actually creating the content. And then the more you create content, like me, the more I take pictures, the more I record videos, the more I practice, I scrap videos, I upload my videos like that. I'm like, I should have done this better. I'm reviewing things, the better I'm getting at some of these things. So I hope that this helps you. If this is you, please let me know in the comment section what's that one thing that is discouraging you from pursuing your dreams as a full-time content creator, just preventing you from recording. What are those things that you consider your insecurities that's making you feel like, oh my goodness, this thing is not for me, right? And yeah, let's just keep moving, let's keep pushing, and let's keep creating. As always, it's your girl Henrietta, and I'll see you in my next video.